All right. Happy Thursday. Big waves to you. Good to see you. Hope everybody is doing amazing today. And I hope we all have woke up with a very grateful spirit. I got to share this. This morning, I was grabbing a cup of coffee as I was headed into the office. And I had a gentleman that's down the street that is a homeless person in our community. I've come across many times and we talk and things. And so, anyway, he was in the coffee shop. And as I was walking out the door, he handed me a napkin and he opened the door for me. And it started my day. It really put perspective on how blessed I am and how someone that really is in a place of they have a lot of struggle in their life took the time to do a good deed. Didn't cost a dime, didn't cost a bit of money, just cost a little bit of time. How many times during the day do we get that opportunity? How many times should Brent Palmer take that opportunity? It was a great lesson. So I just wanted to share that this morning. So our word for today, now we got two birthdays, Bill Kelly and Amy Rickman. And so we'll look on. They usually work and watch the replay of the Coach's Corner. So, guys, just so you know, if you're joining us, we have people that join us all across the world on the Coach's Corner. Now, here's everybody that can get on live. Okay, but we have so many people that message us throughout the week on my YouTube channel. So feel free, if you don't have my YouTube channel, this is always up there. And there's tons of things up there on the YouTube channel. So feel free to go to that if you ever need to. So the word for today, Cynthia Murray, this was actually a word for you, from you. So I'm excited to share it. But the word for today is abundance. And I want to ask you, I want you to self-reflect today, like I did as I looked at this lesson. And if you look at abundance, it's like a great, a plentiful amount. Like, have you ever thought about that? Like, have you ever got scared that there's not enough food in your life today? Like, you're not going to be able to find enough food to eat, Al, right? To feed your body. You're probably walking around today with not a lot of fear, right? You know where you're going to find your next meal. So there's an abundance mentality in you. You're not scarcity of, oh my gosh, I better go grab that bread before someone else eats it. It's a great or plentiful amount. It's out there in the world for us to get. The condition of being in rich supply. I think about my profession, sales. When you have a solution to people's problems, do you think there's an endless supply of people? Yeah. Now I could sit around and go, oh my goodness, somebody else is going to get all these people in Florence, Alabama. That's going to be all the people in the world. I can't talk to anybody else. And it's like, no, there's millions and millions and millions of people that have problems that our solution of our company can solve if I'm willing to figure out a way to connect. Should be called connect marketing. So the abundance you desire to experience in life. I want more money. I want a bigger profession. I want to scale. I want to rank advance. I want to lose weight. I want to whatever. Like the abundance we desire must be experienced first in our mind, in our own mind. So today, are you living out of abundance? Or are you living out of, I better go grab that loaf of bread before my kids eat it? Right? Scarcity. I'm kidding about that. But in all seriousness, we do that. So you go, okay, I'm an abundant minded person. Well, let's look at it, right? Let's look at it really quick. And I got to be fast. So scarcity point of view versus abundant point of view. Think about yourself right now, your life you're living. Scarcity. I'm a victim. People bully me. Or I'm just checked out. I'm just kind of checked out. Here's the abundance. You're in the driver's seat. You want to rank advance? You're in the driver's seat. It's no one else, not the company, not the products. It's you're in the driver's seat of this. That's an abundance mentality. Scarcity is somebody else should do it for me. Physical energy. Scarcity physical energy looks like this. Your body's tensed up. Your jaws are tensed up. Boy, I'm pointing at myself on this. If I can ever get in a mood, I get told my jaw does this certain thing. I don't know. So my football players used to say that all the time. So anyway, I'm a nice guy, by the way. I never get tense. Short of breath. You can feel the heat coming up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like any of you out there, put a one in the comment if you're that person that like when you get tensed up, ooh, people know it around you. Physical energy. Abundance is you're relaxed, you're alert. You've got posture, right? Even when there's some drama going on, there's some obstacles going on, you still are able to move through it. Here's where I thought about this. I looked at a couple of billionaires in our history book. If you go back and look at some billionaires, here's what it said about all of them. All of them had went through challenging times in life financially. Their companies let them go. The board of directors let them go. They were, go look at Elon Musk. Go look at, I'm not saying quick, get off the political. Donald Trump, go look at all these people, right? They've went through financial struggles. But guess what? They walked around, if you research, their physical energy was like they were making the most money they'd ever made. That's an abundance versus a scarcity when times are tough. Scarcity is we shrink. Scarcity is we get imposter syndrome. Scarcity is we start blaming. This doesn't work. That doesn't work, right? An abundance mentality doesn't do that, even though they're going through the same trouble. And then last is, I'm out of time. So here's my point today. And going into this is why it's so important
Are
for
you
me.
going to leave us on a cliffhanger?
No, okay. Mental energy. How many of you, when you go through stressful time, business, health, spiritual, relationships, does your mental energy drain you? Here's a scarcity. Remember this, scarcity type person, mental energy. I'm reading this, okay, because I studied it. Confused, disorganized, narrowing your thinking. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. You're only focused on what's not working. That used to work, doesn't work anymore. Our people can't afford that. Scarcity. Here's the abundance, feeling of clarity, the ability to perceive multiple angles. Maybe the person I talk to can't afford it, but there's a whole lot of millions and millions of people out there that can. Go get them. Go find them. Go attract them. And are you flexible? Are you adaptable? Do you surround yourself? Just got back from Bali. And I'm going to turn this to you, Andrea. I look at this picture and you go, Brent, what does this picture represent to you? What does this picture represent to you, Brent? A group of people that I'm expanding with, right? So where am I going? Now, this is just one example, right? But where am I going in life if it's my spiritual, but who's my group? Who's my group I'm expanding with on my spiritual walk? Who's my group I'm expanding with on my professional walk, right? What group am I in right now to expand my financial journey, right? That's an abundance mentality. Scarcity mentality. I'm going to do it myself. I'm not going to be in any groups. I'm not going to participate with anybody else. And I'm going to blow this thing up. Good luck. Good luck. Okay. So, all right, Andrea, I'm going to turn it to you. I'm so sorry I went way over.
That was a great lesson. And the highlight for me was a variety of things, but was Karen Grisham saying she's being been told that she's too laid back. And I think that I probably, Karen, I need to come over. I need to spend a little bit of time with you because I have never had that comment in my life. So I might get the opposite. But I think that there is so much power in abundance. But sometimes we can get stuck in scarcity because when I was listening to you, Coach, you're like, have you ever gone hungry? And no, but I have been worried if there was enough food in the house, right? Like, been there where you're buying groceries on the daily basis because you can't afford to get 2 days worth. And you're making some really creative meals. People still think we eat weird. And I say it's because we eat healthy, but we might still eat a little weird because of some of those habits that you can get into in those moments. And so when you have gone through maybe something like that, maybe you haven't, but you've gotten stuck in this scarcity mindset, what I looked into, and I'm going to run through in like 30 seconds maybe, is how your lesson was very powerful. We needed it. But how do we shift to that mindset of abundance? Like we can see the value, we know we want it, we want to live in that place and attract and all of those things. But how do you shift it when you've kind of been, steeped in a little bit of scarcity? The first thing we've got to do is we've got to recognize the power of our thoughts and we have to pay attention. And, sometimes we don't know what we don't know. And we believe ourselves. So if I keep telling myself that this is my limit, well, then I'm going to make it my limit. We see that all the time in our business where somebody, will kind of have a little bit of success and then they don't feel that they warrant, that imposter syndrome that coach was talking about. They don't think they warrant it and they self-sabotage and they bring themselves back to the level that they feel more comfortable with, right? We see that all the time. And it all comes from the thoughts, the things that are happening between our two ears. So the first thing we've got to do is we just got to pay attention to the words that we're telling ourselves and make sure that they're the words that we would tell maybe to our best friend or to our kid, like words that would lift them up and make them better. Well, that's how we should be talking to ourselves. And then I'm going to say number two is to practice gratitude. And, you guys know I'm out here in California and I just need to get a new notebook because one of my favorite activities would be to fill in my Canadian gratitude notebook. But you know where it is? It's sitting on my desk in Alabama, waiting for me very safely, and I can't wait to get back to it. But I can do that in anything. I can write it in my phone. I can write it on a scrap piece of paper. I can just think it. But when we practice gratitude, when we sit there and we think every moment of every day, man, I'm so grateful for the big things and the little things. And I'm going to talk about Bali for just 1 second. But we had one of the experiences that we had, they took us to these rice fields. And if you're like me, I'm like, okay, I don't quite know why I want to go to a rice field because I've been to rice fields in Sacramento, California. They're big, flat puddles but then in Bali, it's a little bit different because they're not flat. They're on all these stair steps that somebody had to carve out of the side of these hills. And there's ladies out there, it's a billion degrees. And there's ladies out there in full long sleeves, hats, everything. They've got to be so hot and they're harvesting by hand and they are out there working to provide for their families for that year. Like their crops are what is going to take their family through the year. And I thought, man, one, I'm grateful for them that they have that plot of land and that they can work and they can provide for their families. But then also, it showed me how abundant my life is, that I don't have to toil outdoors every single day. I could if I chose, right? Like we all have choice. But man, what a gift. And we are so blessed and we are so privileged, but we get steeped in everything that we have and we forget that we're grateful for it. So focusing on that gratitude, our scarcity disappears, our fear disappears, and we can go live in that abundance. So Cynthia, thank you for this one. Sorry, I went a little long. I don't know who's sharing their screen.
That's me. That's
Oh,
me.
okay. I'm
So
like,
I
wait a
just want to
minute.
show, I want to show the rice. I want to take people to Bali with us. We've got a few minutes. Like this is what, like we were watching them make the rice and I want to tell you, I'll probably never leave a piece of rice on my plate again for the work they put in with these, just the different things. So it was an amazing thing I wanted to share with all of you. And here's the thing. It really put it in perspective. This is not like I you might see me wearing this ring. We made our own rings there in Bali at a place where it was silver. It was a silver place. Like we literally, the owners, us, we all together, like literally started with little beads of
Mhm.
of silver, and we, Al, like took torches, torched it down to liquid, then extended it out and then rolled it. I mean, it was, so my point being is with abundance is opportunity is there for all of us in every direction. And I'm talking to myself. And I made this post on my Facebook. I challenge all of you. I hope I follow all of you on Facebook. But I made this post this morning and it says abundance comes from within. Did you wake up this morning with an abundance mentality? It comes from your thoughts. It comes from your intention. It comes from your attention. And it comes from your expectations of yourself, right? In whatever relationship, spiritual journey, health, financial, profession, we've got the ability. God made us super special to go out and crush this thing with this abundance mentality. I promise you, if you're struggling with that, go look for books on abundance. Take the time to self develop 10, 20 minutes a day on abundance. Watch your life change drastically. I'm talking to myself. So, guys, tomorrow we come back. We are going to do like a short coach's corner around Independence Day, 4th of July. Feel free to wear your red, white, and blue. Celebrate. We love you guys. We'll see you back tomorrow to close out the week. Thank you, Andrea, so much.
Thank